Jennifer Haley with Hauser Racing. Today I'd like to tell you a little more about our Pro Series A-Arm kit. This A-Arm kit was developed in partnership with pro motocross racer and two-time extreme dirt track champion Harold Goodman. On this Honda TRX 450R, we've installed our new Pro Series A-Arm kit. On one side, we've installed the trick track system, and on the other side, we've installed our needle bearings and seals. What's really great about this A-Arm set is it's upgradable. You can go from needle bearings and seals to the trick track system. That's what makes this set awesome. You don't have to purchase another set of A-Arms. Let's talk about our slide cast for a little bit. All of our Pro Design A-Arm kits come with our slide cast as a standard feature. You're never going to not get a set of A-Arms from Hauser Racing that does not have our slide cast feature anymore. How the slide cast works is that it adjusts your caster adjustment. Caster is basically just the way the ATV steers. You can see that there's numbers located on the outside of this can. These numbers allow you to set your caster for different types of terrain or your riding style for the day. It allows you to mark these settings so you can change it from track to track if you're, for say, racing. But make sure you cover those up because you don't want to show your competition, of course. So, what's really great about our caster adjustment as opposed to our competitions is mostly that our caster adjustment doesn't change your camber adjustment as well. It's adjusted independently and you don't have to worry about that changing when you adjust it. As long as you keep this nylock nut tight and you never alter it, you're never going to change your camber adjustment. Another nice thing about this new Pro Series A-Arm kit is our lower A-Arms have changed greatly. We've been working for years on our performance shock location. You can see that our A-Arms always have the shock location below the A-Arm if it's a long travel. This is really nice because one, it's a cosmetic feature that allows us to know whether it's a regular travel or a long travel, but it also gives us that long travel performance out of the shock that we want. This way you can get a longer shock that has a 5.5-inch stroke, which makes the shock a lot easier to tune, which is great for you, the racer. Another upgrade we've added to this lower A-Arm is it's now made out of 1 1/8-inch tubing as opposed to 1-inch tubing. This also has a thinner wall, which actually makes the A-Arm set a lot lighter, but it also makes it more durable. We've also done some techniques called swedging towards the ends of the A-Arms. You can see it here back by the needle bearings and seals, and you can see it up by the ball joint as well. This tapering is done by a technique that's called swedging. Basically, all that is just reducing the diameter of the lower A-Arm. By doing all of these changes to our lower A-Arm, we've actually reduced weight by 2.5 pounds, and we've increased strength by 15%. That is huge compared to our old long travel size. A couple of other things that we've changed on our A-Arm set is you can see on both the upper and the lower A-Arm, there's a bent crossbar. This bent crossbar is obviously functional, yet it's also cosmetic. If you have a bent crossbar on your set of A-Arms, that means you have our latest design. Now let's talk about that upgradable thing I talked about a little bit more. As you can see, Hauser Racing sells our A-Arms with needle bearings and seals. The upper A-Arms come with an aluminum housing that has the needle bearings and seals pressed into it. This aluminum housing is greasable, which is fantastic because you really need to be able to grease those needle bearings and seals to keep the lifelong. Our upper A-Arm now comes as a clamping mechanism. Works more like a bearing carrier. There's 2 Allen head bolts there that are going to clamp together over the assembly. When these A-Arms are sold to you, they're going to come with these needle bearings and seals that are pressed into the aluminum housing like I showed you. But what's nice is you can remove those and you can add our trick track system. All you have to do is buy our trick track upgrade kit. I've got an example of that kit here. The trick track upgrade kit consists of 4 bronze bushings, 4 worm gears, and then of course the locator keys. This is great. We've done a lot of upgrades to our trick track system. Before it was really difficult to install and it wasn't greasable, so it didn't really last all that long, but now it's amazing. We've done so much work on this. It's very exciting. So you can see that there's a grease hole on the bronze bushing which allows you to grease that component. And then there's also still the locator key. But installation isn't as difficult as it used to be. With this new clamping style upper A-Arm, you don't have to worry about trying to find the location that you need. If you leave that just a little bit loose and you install your A-Arms with them all the way down where your shocks would be at their complete free length and your ball joints would be binding, and you pull the A-Arm all the way back, you tighten it up, and there you have it. It's completely installed. You don't have to worry about finding the right location. That bronze bushing will just rotate inside, and it'll work out great. So basically, those are the major features that we have changed over our A-arms. Another one that's really good to note is we now offer the maximum ground clearance on both cross-country and motocross size A-arms. A lot of the guys in the motocross industry said they wanted that maximum ground clearance as well, so we gave it to them. Now, our A-arms retail for a very competitive price of $875. You buy the A-arm kit with the needle bearings and seals for that $875, and when you're ready, you can upgrade to the Trick Track kit for $250. It's great, it's affordable, and it's going to last forever.